Hey guys, it is your girl Jade Ashley and I am back for yet another video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, you know, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats and music of this week. So of course, you know, you gotta stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So we just gonna go off of what's the hottest and what everybody's talking about now. So I gotta read my list from the bottom up. But whatever, my first beat of this week, I have to talk about Offset proposing to Cardi B. Now I definitely did not see this coming at all whatsoever, but I'm still happy for them regardless of the fact. So this week here in New York, they had Powerhouse, Power 105.1, they had their Powerhouse and stuff like that. So, you know, they were there, you know, Migos was on the bill, then Cardi B was on the bill and stuff like that. They were on stage together. They previewed their new song, Motorsport, which also featured Nicki Minaj and stuff like that. So that within itself was kind of like a big deal just because, you know, it's always been rumored that there was this whole beef between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Even though they said that they didn't have any issues with each other, you know, people, that negativity is what prospers in this generation and stuff like that. So people were looking for that. But to know that now they're on the same record together is dope. That was cool or whatever. You know, even like after, you know, the show was over, you know, Offset and Cardi B were still being Offset and Cardi B or whatever the case may be on social media, cuffing, all of this cute stuff, blah 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 blah, whatever. All right, cool. So yesterday, Friday, they head over to Philly. I don't know the Philly like radio stations and stuff like that, but whatever radio station is out there in Philly, they had their Powerhouse as well. And while on stage, Offset, like literally they were on stage together, Offset tapped her on the shoulder, then got down on one knee and proposed to her, and like she freaked out like I'm sure many females would do and stuff like that. But it was a shock. I did not see it coming, especially because, you know, it's been probably maybe about a year since they like been together. I know earlier this year we kind of seen them pop up and, you know, started speculating that they were together when they hit the Super Bowl together. So I guess like when the Super Bowl comes back around and stuff like that, it'll be like around a year that they've been together. So probably been together for a little under a year before he popped the question, but whatever, you know, it's 2017, you know, people be together for like a week and get married and they be alright. So I mean, it's dope for them. Yeah, I'm so happy for them. So congratulations to Cardi B and Offset on their engagement. That ring though, that ring that he got her is definitely a killer. So yeah, I couldn't be happy for the regular degular schmegular girl from the Bronx, from a regular degular schmegular girl from Brooklyn. So shout outs to her. So moving on to my next beat of this week, we have to talk about Mr. Drizzy Drake. So there has been, I don't want to call it like a rumor, but basically it has been said that Drake reportedly did not submit his latest project, More Life, to be considered for the 2018 Grammy Awards. Now first things first is the Grammys, they need to get their little employees underhand, because there was a source from the nomination, you know, spectrum of the Grammys releasing this information. They did the same thing last year when it came to Frank Ocean when he dropped his album Blonde. You know, somebody from the inside, from the Grammys, was like, you know, well, he's not gonna get a Grammy or he won't be nominated because he didn't submit his album. So somebody from the Grammys, so it's a source, an inside source from the nomination process, they basically had revealed to the Associated Press that Drake did not, you know, submit More Life to be nominated for the 2018 Grammys. Now basically artists that released either an album or single from October 2016 leading up to September 2017, they are eligible to be nominated. And Drake, he released More Life all the way back in March, so he's definitely eligible. But they said he didn't submit the album, nor did he submit any of the singles and stuff like that. So, you know, that kind of put certain people on the fence. Some people feel like More Life wasn't his best work that he's released. I have my select favorites, but I mean, me personally, I didn't really care to like listen to the entire album from start to finish. Now Views from the Six, now I can listen to that whole thing and sing damn near every song off of that album without a doubt. But yeah, so some people, it was like it's not a big deal because it wasn't his best, you know, work to date and stuff like that. And then, you know, some people are looking beyond the fact that is whether it was his best or his, you know, worst work and stuff like that, and they're just looking at the fact that a lot of artists, and this has been a rumor especially last year, that a lot of artists, definitely from this generation, they're just not into like the whole Grammy situation anymore. They're not into, you know, what the Academy thinks, because they feel like they're definitely misrepresented. They definitely feel like they get snubbed when it comes to winning these Grammys and stuff like that, i.e. the year that Macklemore won over Kendrick Lamar, and then, you know, the year after they wanted to give Kendrick Lamar all his just due when he should have got it, you know, when Macklemore won or whatever. So they just feel like, you know what, we don't need no notoriety from the Grammys, so F the Grammys. I'm not submitting my work to be nominated because I don't need a Grammy, and I'm just gonna do other stuff. Now, that could be the reason why. I mean, Drake, he never really addressed the situation publicly neither, and he may never. I mean, you know, he doesn't really do too many interviews, but I mean, only time will tell and stuff like that. So the Grammy nominations actually come out towards the end of November. I believe it's November 28th or 29th. I can't remember the exact date, but the nominations do come out at the end of November. So when those nominations come, I'll read not all of them, but, you know, a few of them and stuff like that. And yeah, so definitely comment below and let me know, would you know, consider, you know, Drake's More Life project, because he didn't really call it an album, he called it more like a playlist and stuff. So do you consider that, you know, whole body of work to be Grammy worthy anyway, and do you even care whether or not that's going to be up for the 2018 Grammys? So moving on to my third beat of this week, I have to talk about Miss Tamar Braxton. So Tamar, she's definitely one of the biggest stories when it comes to, in my opinion, music this week, because it was revealed that she filed for divorce from her husband, Vince. Now, I just finished talking about Tamar because I did a whole album review for her latest album, Little Bird of Happiness. So this definitely took me by surprise, but at the same time, I feel low-key stupid. I felt like I should have seen it coming, because, you know, she called her last album. Basically, she said that she wasn't going to be doing any more albums. She'll do singles and stuff, you know, shows and everything, but as far as like a full body of work, she was not going to do it because she wanted to focus on her marriage. She didn't want basically her career to be the cause that her marriage failed. So then for her to come back like what, 2-3 weeks later, and, you know, she filed for divorce, and it just kind of, it was shocking to me. I should have seen it coming, but I didn't, or I didn't want to put that negativity out there and say, you know what, they're about to break up. You know, I'm always about the positive vibes and stuff, but whatever. So yeah, she filed for divorce. She filed and put it under like unreconcilable differences or something. They can't get it together, long story short. And I mean, we've seen them bicker back and forth. You know, they are reality stars as well, so we've seen them go back and forth when it comes to like her career decisions and stuff like that, and just, you know, doing what's best for her career. I mean, I definitely kind of looked at it like, you know, she is bomb as fuck, because she's going through all of this stuff within her marriage, but yet she's still out here making all of this crazy love music. And just because she was going through something with Vince, I guess, or whatever, it doesn't mean she wasn't in love for her not to be inspired to make the music and stuff like that. But she definitely hit it very well and made these amazing songs that made you think that she was like, it was all, you know, peachy cream, all of that good stuff and all of that. And, you know, like I said, Tamar sings her ass off. So I mean, definitely whatever issues that she was going through with Vince, they definitely had to be mustered up into all that she does when it comes to like her vocal ability when she does these songs and stuff like that. So I was shocked as hell, first of all. And you know, TMZ, they ran into Tracy, Tawanda, and Trina in the airport and basically asked them about it. And, you know, they was like, look, I've been divorced, Tony been divorced, you know, divorce is nothing new when it comes to our family, so we'll definitely be there for her. But they also kind of had like a sense of happiness that Tamar finally made this move. You know, Trina was like, good job, Tamar. Tawanda was like that, you know, this was something that was bound to happen, like it's been a long time coming. And Vince, you know, there's been more than one incident, because, you know, they had like that whole domestic violence, you know, rumor going around, but she was like, it's been more than one incident that was obviously leading up to this one point. So I'm just, you know, like, what's up, what's going on, cause, you know. So yeah, definitely comment below and let me know your thoughts on Tamar's decision to file for divorce. Some people think it's for television, and, you know, they just trying to drive up these ratings because, ironically, you know, Vince and Tamar, it returns to WeTV, not TV One, but WeTV on November 9th. So I mean, the timing, you know, October's over, November is basically starting, and she's filing for divorce, and their show just happens to come on November 9th. But yeah, comment below in the comments, let me know your thoughts on this whole Tamar filing for divorce situation that's going on right now. Alright, so we're gonna move on to my fourth beat of this week, and my fourth beat of this week is gonna have to go to Chris Brown. So Chris Brown, he has been on his promo round this week, so he's getting ready to drop his next album, which is Heartbreak on the Full Moon. It will be dropping next week on Halloween, October 31st and stuff like that. So you know, he's been out here doing interviews and stuff. He's been here in New York mainly. He did a Hot 97 interview. He did like 2 interviews there, Ebro in the morning, and he also did an interview with Nessa. He was supposed to go to the Breakfast Club, but that turned into a whole big debacle. Apparently he canceled or had to cancel for whatever reason and stuff like that. And I was listening to the show that morning, but apparently, you know, Charlemagne said something about him looking like he's on drugs in his interviews that he's doing, and then that caused Chris to say what he has to say on social media, and you know, that was that. But other than that, he did a pop-up show as well that literally everybody and their mother was at. I don't know why I wasn't there, but you know, yeah, so he had a pop-up show that he did in the city as well. And yeah, other than that, he did have like a whole little situation where he pretty much demanded respect. I guess he's had it up to here. I feel like he's kind of like, you know, I've been quiet, I've been, you know, just focused on me, focused on my music, and it's still, no matter what negativity follows me. So he pretty much had this whole blow up on social media where he was just like, I demand respect. I'm not gonna read what he said because it was a whole ass paragraph, but you know, he just pretty much was like, I demand respect. He was like, I'm the greatest of this generation. I'm better than your favorite artist. I sit here, I do real music. I worry about vocals, I worry about harmonies, I worry about my dance moves, I worry about how my shows look, and y'all don't give me my just due. Y'all don't give me my respect, and y'all need to put respect on my name. That's the summary of what he said in his thing, and he's absolutely right. Regardless of all the bullshit that he's been in these past couple of years and all the trouble that he's gotten into, you know, he is one of the greatest performers of this generation. I always use the example of this nigga was in jail and he was sitting at the top of the charts, and like, it was just crazy. Like, he's definitely, I feel like he's probably maybe this generation's, don't quote me, don't get mad, but he might be like this generation's like R&B version of Tupac or some shit like that. Like, you know, there's always something against him, but regardless of the fact, when it comes to that artistry, you can't, you know, you gotta give credit when credit is due. So I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to Chris Brown's album. You know, he has a lot that's in store for us, and at the end of the day, I just want to see him win, and that's about it. But other than that, we're gonna move on to my last beat of this week, and my last beat has to go to Mr. Justin Timberlake. So it was also announced this week that Justin Timberlake will be headlining the halftime show for the 2018 Super Bowl. I think it's what, Super Bowl 52. Yeah, Super Bowl 52. So he'll be headlining the halftime show for Super Bowl 52, and that is not a surprise whatsoever. The word, or I guess like it was rumored that he was in, you know, in the running to be the headliner when I did that whole topic about, you know, Jay-Z turning down the Super Bowl and this other stuff, and you know, they were saying that, you know, Justin Timberlake was in the running and they were trying to like bring Jay-Z along and stuff like that, and Jay-Z turned it down. So, you know, the announcement of him, you know, being the headliner was not a surprise to me whatsoever, but you know, that kind of did bring up some old wounds and stuff like that. The first thought was, you know, how is it that Justin Timberlake can headline the Super Bowl when he had that whole incident with Janet Jackson, which was back in 2004, you know, for those who don't know, but I'm sure everybody knows, you know, they were performing and stuff like that at the time they were dating. You know, they were performing, and it was this whole situation. I guess it was his move, you know, he pulled something back. I'm assuming it was part of the routine, and maybe something else got pulled with it to where her whole titty popped out, and you know, pretty much it was like she was kind of like blackballed, or you know, she was kind of highly criticized for that situation. She was criticized for Justin Timberlake pulling something from her wardrobe and exposing her. So she was she had no control over it, but you know, she was highly criticized for it and stuff like that. So you know, everybody was like, well, you know, if Justin Timberlake is going to be a part of the NFL, or he's going to be part of the Super Bowl, you know, he needs to bring Janet, because it's not fair, because it was a situation that involved both of them and not just her. So you know, the NFL pretty much had to confirm that, you know, Janet is not banned. You know, all of these years we thought that Janet, you know, she was banned, and they're saying that she wasn't banned. And yeah, so that's that. They said that they cannot confirm whether or not he's bringing a special guest and stuff like that, and I'm just gonna put it out there that he needs to have Janet. Like, one, he needs to make that situation right. It's been all of these years and everybody had this impression that she couldn't come back, so definitely, one, they need to bring her back. And it is not like, you know, Janet is just like somewhere we don't know, and you know, Jen is on tour right now. She's slaying it on tour, so it's only right that, you know, he asks her to be one of the special guests, and I mean, that would be iconic. So Justin, I know you've been hearing this. I know you don't live under a rock and stuff like that, so definitely meet the people's demands. Definitely bring Janet, make it up for whatever happened back in 2004, and bring her on that stage for halftime show. You know, she still got the moves. She's still out here on tour killing it like it's nothing. So it's only right. I mean, you know, it's not like you're on tour right now. So just sing it. Just do that. And all will be forgiven. So, but other than that, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video, and of course, you know, I have to end every single video by reminding you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It would greatly be appreciated. I have one quick note to leave you guys with this week, and that is to remind you that Chris Brown will be dropping his next album, Heartbreak, on a full moon on Tuesday, Halloween Day, October 31st. He will have a total of 45 songs. 40 freaking 5 songs. 45 songs. I don't know if anybody has ever released that amount of songs on an album, like, you know, an album before, but he will be doing that on Tuesday with his new album, so definitely be sure to check it out. I will be listening to how many ever songs I can to kind of review it for you guys, so definitely stay tuned for that. Other than that, I have to leave you with my song of the week, and I already mentioned in my first beat, you know, the Migos, they got a new song with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B called Motorsport, so of course, you know, I had to make that my song of the week. So if you want to hear that song in its entirety, you can definitely head over to my blog at www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com. Once again, I thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time, so bye. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.